Hello everyone. In this video we'll be checking out a scenario where civilization starts over. We're on episode 26 now. And in the last video we saw many events happen, such as some Brazilian expansion. We saw this major war continue on, and we saw the start of the Second Mediterranean War. If you like this series so far, consider liking and subscribing, as it will mean a lot. I'm on road to 150 subscribers by the end of this year. But now let's get into the video. So first thing I'll be talking about or doing is continuing this major war where we will be seeing some more Australian success, as we see them successfully pushing into here, and yeah. We'll be also seeing this nation, they'll be also having a lot of success in these areas where not many major cities are. We'll see them push into here, stopping like that, just moving past the major city and doing something like this. And they are starting to get a bunch of farmers on their side and using them against their own nation. And we'll basically see Indonesia surrender. And yeah, now let's take a look at this peace treaty. And this peace treaty looks something like this, where we see this nation, they'll be taking all of this land, while Australia will take these islands. And there we go, one major war down, and let's focus on another major war. Now this major war is a lot bigger than the other major war we saw. This is I would say an continental war or regional war, whatever you say. But yeah, let's continue this. So over here in Iberia we'll be seeing continued Tunisian success, as we now see them closing on the capital city of this nation. While that happens, they do something like this and then continue through this nation, moving like this. We then finally see the blue nation do something, the blue Iberians, as we see them sending their forces also into this nation, taking this major city, before we see another offensive by the Portuguese, and it will look something like this, where we manage to take all of this land and the rest will be turning over to the Tunisians. So back here we'll be seeing more troops enter in, and we basically see the leaders of this nation flee out and over to Rome or Naples, as France now calls an Iberian defeat as they withdraw their troops from Iberia, as this nation now surrenders and only now exists in these islands. This is a major success for the Square team, as sure it's only two nations, but they have done a lot more damage than the Gear Alliance has done so far, and that says a lot. But now we'll be seeing the Square Alliance push into France, doing a lot of damage. As we see them push up through here, focusing on the coast and even threatening this major city. While we see the Tunisians still also pushing up, capturing this major city before holding on to the coastal areas and stopping like this. As we now see the Tunisians do a military operation and targeting to take back this island. They have made a successful landing over here and taking back the most western areas of the island, before we see them do a little invasion into Malta like this. That will be a big morale loss for their Naples, so we see the Tunisians go in and capture the only major city here, pushing them all the way up to the north. While that happens, we'll be seeing some new nations join. One of those nations will be Brittany, as they join, and the reason for them to join is because they believe that most of the French areas in this region belongs to them because of historical matters and all of that. So the Brittany nation push in and actually make it very deep, connecting up with the Iberians. And this is a big loss for the French, but they will focus up their forces from here up over here, pushing these guys back in a major offensive, capturing this major city back before doing something like this. And this is the front lines now. But now we'll be seeing the French send an request to the English to join the war, and in return they could get this major city from the Brittany nation. And they will gladly accept this, as the English wants to expand and get more stronger. So now the English nation is involved in this war, and this will change more as it's not very Mediterranean. As we now see the English nation making landing in this major city like that, capturing it and holding defensive, forcing them to pull back from this front and making them lose a lot of ground. But don't worry, as we see this Portuguese nation take over their occupations, but the Brittany nation is not pushed back fully to their borders. They still hold some occupations. But the result of this pushback in the Brittany nation, they will be actually pushing back and retaking this major city and pushing the English nation out of Brittany. Looking away from Brittany, we'll be looking over here into this region. We'll be seeing some new nations join. And we'll be seeing one shocking nation join, and that is this Yugoslavian nation. They'll be joining the Square Alliance, and the reason they do this is to reclaim land from Naples. So they push deep into the Balkan area of Naples, catching the Naples nation off guard and pushing deep up here, capturing this major city before we see Roman or Italian defenses kick in and push them back to this area before a stalemate happens. This war, it's growing and growing. And one nation that is about to join is the Russians. Their leader wants to join the war, but they know that the Arrow Alliance will probably join in to destroy the Russians once and for all. So we see Russia not joining yet. But instead we'll be seeing another nation join this war, and that nation will be Egypt. They joined the Gear Alliance like that, seeking to get some land from Tunisia, and now Tunisia's worst nightmare has come to reality. They are now fighting on their mainland. They did not believe the fighting would come into Africa, and now it does, as the Egyptians have joined the war and are now rapidly taking land from them, capturing 3 major cities in the early weeks of them joining. And this will be a big morale loss for the Tunisians. But do not worry, as we see another nation join the war. This nation will be South Egypt, as they join the war to reclaim or to take all Egyptian land. And they do really good in that, even helping the Tunisians and push into Egyptian occupation areas and pushing them fully out of most of that area, pushing them all the way up to the north. This will give the Tunisian chance to push into Egypt here slightly, but not too much, as they want to focus more on getting this island back, in which they will succeed, and even now make a landing over here in South Italy and capture this major city. We then see them making landing here, capturing all of this. And up here we see these guys push deeper in, capturing this major city once more. And this war is growing large, but now we'll be taking a break from it, as we need to look at the economical alliance or later. So this, it's of course updated, these guys are the ones in here, But I believe they would leave this as they got destroyed by their own economical allies, so they leave that alliance. But now we'll be seeing another economical alliance being made. And this economical alliance will be the 3-point star economical alliance made by none other than South Sweden. And it will hold, of course, South Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and this other North Swedish nation, and this smaller Swedish nation. And this unifies the Nordic nations a lot and makes peace in the Nordics once more. And the only nation that don't like this is the Finnish, as they do not like Sweden being allies with Norway, as Finland has always seen like Swedish and Norwegian rivalry as a good thing, as it makes Sweden not look at Finland as a threat much. But now they all are unified and now wants to like unite all of the Nordics under their economical alliance. So in retaliation we'll be seeing the Finnish make their own economical alliance. Or they won't make one, but they will join one, and that is the newly created Diamond Economic Alliance made by none other than Russia, and it will hold Finland, Russia and Poland so far. And yeah, the world is starting to make an economic alliance. So that's cool, I guess. But now let's take a look at another matter, and that matter is the UAE. We'll be seeing them completely lose foothold in most of Europe, as we see many nations leave. We'll see them fully disappear from North America. And we'll be seeing them disappear fully from this area of Africa and the Middle East. The UAE is not in global alliance anymore, as it's only in Europe, Africa and parts of Asia. Now looking away from the UAE, we'll be looking at another thing. That is Brazil. They have been an interesting nation in these past videos, as they have grown a lot in size, destroying all other Brazilian nations that were here once, and of pronouncing them as the official Brazilian nation. They even have a pop seat over here, and yeah, they're a strong nation in the world, but not a world power. So we'll be seeing them officially make their own alliance to unite more of to make their influence stronger, I guess. Welcome the 6-point star alliance, and it will hold Brazil, their puppet state Venezuela, and none other than the Blue Mexicans. And the world is turned to two sides very fast, as this episode has made more economical alliance than any video and more alliances than any videos. So I guess that's cool. But now we'll be looking at another thing, and that is Korea. They have been very quiet since like the First World War. And the reason they've been quiet is not because of Japan or any tensions with their bordering nations. And the real reason they have been quiet is because something is happening in them. See a bunch of uprisings and all of that happening across their empire. The oligarchy is starting to split, and people want change. And now it will be enough. As we see a bunch of uprisings occur all over the nation. Some even this close to their core area. And to make it even worse, we'll be seeing Japan declare war on them and start an invasion, taking this island and this island and making landing here, taking this major city. And this doesn't look like a big uprising, but then we see another uprising happen. So we just see a bunch of rebellions pop up all over the nation. and they really don't know what to do, as this purple rebellion is a democratic rebellion. These darker red nations just want to be neutral and democratic too, I guess you could say. But yeah, this empire, it's not going to survive, that is clear. And we'll be seeing some nations take advantage of that. One of those we've already seen, and that is Japan. But we'll also be seeing China get involved, declaring war on Korea too and expanding into them. Now, this maybe was a big mistake, as the people in Korea want to be free. And China is not a democratic nation. They are in fact a monarchy, so led by a king, and the people don't really have much of saying. So we'll be seeing a bunch of uprisings and all of that happen in China too, but the Chinese government are good at hiding that. We'll be seeing them continue moving up and even invading into this rebellion, taking them out very fast and continuing occupying. And these rebellions are also very good at expanding, as we see them get a lot of ground up here in the less populated areas. And after a while we see the front lines look something like this in Korea, as we see the Chinese now full send into here, trying to get as much land as possible. So they'll be capturing that capital city before signing for peace with Korea. And this area, it's fully occupied by Japan. And the rest will officially be surrendering over to this democratic rebellion. And there we go, Korea has fallen to themselves, China and Japan, and this will be the official peace treaty in this civil war. So yeah, let's get over it. So Japan gets these two islands and this piece of land in mainland Korea. China will be getting all of these lands. This northern rebellion will get all of this land. And the final rebellion will get all of this, and Korea is left with basically their peninsula only. And yeah, there's the strongest or second strongest nation just gone, and the power rankings I will now have to redo. But now, looking away from here, we'll be seeing another thing happen, and that is the official entry of Russia into the Square Alliance in their ally Poland. And this starts a new era in this Mediterranean war, as now we basically see a great European war happen. But that's not all. As we see, the Era Alliance join the war against Russia on the side of the Gear Alliance. And this will cause a bunch of nations to join the war. Being Brazil's nation join, or Brazil's alliance join the war on Tunisia's side. This will cause Caucasia to join the Gear Alliance to fight against these guys, and we will even see the Romanians join the war. We even see the Germans and Danish now join. And Europe is now fully mobilized and at war once more. And this alliance, or this war, has even reached the Americas. We see the Trapezoids Alliance worst nightmare happen, and that is the war in Europe being brought into the Americas. And now that will be all for this video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like and subscribe. As I said at the start, I'm on the road to 150 subscribers by the end of this year. I will have a stream on Friday at 9 PM, so make sure to join that stream if you can. But anyways, that's all. Goodbye.